O beautiful star of Bethlehem, shining afar through shadows dim, giving a light for those who long have gone, and guiding the wise men on their way.
Greetings, everyone, on this wonderful Christmas Eve. On behalf of all the friars, I send you our Christmas greetings. I just received a Christmas greeting from one of my good friar friends in Germany, Friar Klaus. Let me share a portion of his greeting with you. He writes, "The message of Christmas is that God humbled God's very self and thereby shared in our misery. He became one of us in our misery." Now that word misery, miseria, refers to our emptiness, our needs, our limitations, our own suffering. And so he continues to write, "Our nativity scenes with the stable and the star and the angels connect misery with heavenly splendor. They are the images of our Christmas faith. We can look at the crib in a childlike, naive way, or we can look at the crib with faithful reflection. Only with reflection, he writes, do the crib and the star, both of them, reveal a deeper meaning to us, namely, that the star over Bethlehem also shines over our house, over us, in our own need and in our own poverty." So yes, the star is the heavenly splendor, the glory to God in the highest. The crib, on the other hand, is the home of the homeless, for those who have no room. So yes, the highest in glory and the lowliest in misery. In Christmas, these two images come together. As I reflected on what my friend had written, I was reminded of my experience as a pilgrim walking across the whole of Spain to the shrine of St. James, Santiago. And it was an arduous journey on foot. One daily consolation on that journey, and one special occasion for my morning prayer, was the morning star. From the crowded hostels, we would set out early each day before dawn, which meant I began each day with a vision of the brightest star in the heavens. That morning star not only helped navigate the darkness, but that morning star also signaled the dawn of a new day. I then began to understand why, in the traditional litany of the Blessed Virgin Mary, that is a list of titles for her as accrued over the centuries, Mary herself is called the morning star. She herself is also, as I've reflected, the occasion for the dawn of a new day. The star over Bethlehem we celebrate tonight is like the morning star. It points the way through the distance and darkness to the place where there is light of a new dawn and a new day. Then it stays over that place where is found the one born of Mary. Now, in the world of St. Matthew, who writes of the star, that star signals God's presence and God's guidance. A presence and a guidance of God shining over the mother of the homeless one, the babe asleep in the hay. Yes, the glory and the misery. And as we approach this Christmas, are we not so aware of the darkness that covers us? A never-ending COVID with overflowing hospitals, a global movement of impoverished peoples seeking shelter on the borders of the US and also of Europe. A global phenomenon of darkness we cannot deny. And yet, despite these overwhelming human needs, are we deaf to the cry of the prophet Isaiah? They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks, nor shall they train for war again. So let us not be naive, but reflective as we gaze at the crib. We all, in some way, even in our own house, dwell in darkness. Nevertheless, we have the bright star of the heavens over us. God is ever present, and God is ever giving us direction for our journey. My sisters and brothers, by the light of the Star of Bethlehem over the crib, there is birth of promise and dawn of a new day for the whole human race. We keep our eyes focused on the morning star, the Star of Bethlehem. So the darkness of our misery and poverty is always connected to heavenly splendor. Those two form the great paradox. Those two images converge in the mystery of our Christmas faith. We embrace them both. Perhaps it would be helpful for us to remember how Peter in the New Testament in his letter admonishes us. A text that speaks to me, I share with you. He writes, "You will do well to heed a light that shines in dark places until the new day dawns and the morning star rises in your hearts." Accept our wishes from all the friars for a blessed Christmas season, and peace be with you.